Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review for you guys. So the movie I'm reviewing today is Teaching Miss Tingle. Teaching Miss Tingle was released on August 20th, 1999. It was written and directed by Kevin Williamson. It stars Helen Mirren as Miss Eve Tingle, Katie Holmes as Leanne, Jeffrey Tambor as Coach Winchell, Barry Watson as Luke, Marissa Coughlan as Joe, Molly Ringwald as Miss Banks, and Vivica A. Fox as Miss Gold. And this movie had a budget of $13 million and its box office was $8.9 million, so it was a box office failure. And I'll give you a couple reasons why I think that this movie failed at the box office, because I think there are some pretty circumstantial things that caused this movie to fail. I think the main reason that this movie failed was the climate at the time. So this movie came out a mere 4 months after the Columbine High School massacre. And I mean, this movie does do some things that potentially has some influences that could have been really bad. And I know that specifically it did cause the title of this movie to change. So originally this was called Killing Miss Tingle, and they changed it to Teaching Miss Tingle. And I might get into it a little bit later, but I personally think that Teaching Miss Tingle makes a lot more sense after watching the movie rather than the Killing Miss Tingle title. And then let's get into a couple of the fun casting facts. So we really don't see a whole lot of information about who was potentially in the talks for certain roles. I found a couple things about certain cast members in this. So we have Miss Tingle, who is the titular role, who was played by Helen Mirren, but there were a couple other actors who were considered for the role of Miss Tingle. It would have been Meryl Streep, Glenn Close, Sigourney Weaver, and Sally Fields were all considered for the role. And then we also have Gillian Anderson was actually offered the role, but she decided to decline it. And I think that was probably the best. I think Gillian Anderson probably would have done well in the role, but I think having an older actress as Miss Tingle was a lot more interesting and a lot more relatable. And then we also have Alicia Silverstone was considered for the role of Leanne, who is played by Katie Holmes. So let's get into what Teaching Miss Tingle is about. So we have our trio. We have Luke, Leanne, and Joe. And so Leanne and Joe are like best friends, and Luke is just he's somebody that has a crush on Leanne, but Joe has a crush on him. And so Leanne is really counting on getting the scholarship so that she can go to college. And in order to get the scholarship, she needs to be valedictorian. So she has one final project, and it's for history class with Miss Tingle. And so for her final project, I guess the kids had to create some sort of model or something, and then based off of a certain time period. And so Leanne decides to do a handwritten, aged, leather-bound journal of a girl from Salem, Massachusetts during the witch trials. And Miss Tingle does not like it. So Leanne starts freaking out because she's only 1 point away from being valedictorian. So Leanne and Joe end up going to the gym to try to figure out what's going on, and Joe starts studying for final exams because she knows that's now going to be the only way that she can get her grade up. And then in walks Luke, and Luke is like, hey, I know you really want this, so I actually stole Miss Tingle's final exam, and here it is. And what do you know, Miss Tingle walks in right after, and she finds this paper in Leanne's backpack, which I don't know, I don't think teachers are supposed to do that, but she just goes, rips it out, and looks at it, and then she's like, oh, the smartest girl in school is cheating. And she just gets fixated on this, and she's gonna bust this girl for cheating. And so Leanne's like, that's gonna ruin my life. I'm never gonna be able to leave. I'm never gonna get into college. So her and the three of them are like, we're going to figure something out. So they end up going to her house, Miss Tingle's house that night. And they try to talk about to her about how it's all a misunderstanding and everything like that. It doesn't work. And then Luke comes in and he is like dropping the F-bomb, and then Miss Tingle's like, you need to leave immediately. And then Luke pulls a crossbow on her, which is one of the other kids' projects. At some point, the crossbow fires and knocks Miss Tingle out. And then the trio start freaking out and they tie her to the bed. And that's where I'm going to leave this. Things get kind of wild. But let's talk about what I liked about this movie. I liked that this movie was relatable. We all have had a teacher that was similar to Miss Tingle. I personally haven't had a teacher that was very close to Miss Tingle, but if you combined all the bad qualities of teachers that I've had in the past together, it would create Miss Tingle. And it was just so relatable. It's also relatable. I'm a college student, so it's super relatable that Leanne is worrying about grades and things like that. I think that's super important. And overall, I just really liked this movie. I ended up giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. This is so good, and I'm surprised that I hadn't watched it sooner, considering that I do really enjoy Kevin Williamson's work. Really, there wasn't too much of anything that I didn't like about this movie. I think that overall, maybe it suffered a little bit from not necessarily having a super clear identity when it comes to genre. It's supposed to be like a thriller, comedy thriller, I guess, but it didn't really seem like that. There wasn't very much comedy, and there also wasn't very much thriller aspects, so I think it just kind of suffered in that realm a little bit. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend giving it a watch if you've never seen it before. I actually streamed this on CBS All Access, and I'm not sure if it's still going on now, but I was able to get a 1 month free trial to it, so I would definitely give it a look if you're interested in watching this. So now let's talk about what other people thought about this movie. So this movie has a 2.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 19% critic score and a 31% audience score. And I already mentioned I gave this a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this movie. But that is it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. If you've seen Teaching Miss Tingle, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Definitely check out my channel for all kinds of more reviews and things like that. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.